Hi everyone. Just let me get the camera back to make sure we're good in case this kicks me off. No, it looks like we're okay. Hello, hello. I'm going to finish pressing this binding. Thank you for coming if you're joining me or if you're watching the replay later on. I hope you all can hear me. It seemed like my microphone test worked okay yesterday and I had audio when I was watching my replay, so I hope all is well. Ferris did not have to go to the vet this morning, so we are business as usual. His appointment is rescheduled for the 19th of September, pardon me, which I think is supposed to be one of my live days, so we'll have to see how that goes. This is Orange Grunge that I had left over from a grad quilt a few years ago. It will be good binding for that runner I was making on the last live. I also used a little bit of this on that Kawandi style runner that I did when was that? Oh, late July, I think, maybe. That's on my channel in the Quilting and Sewing Projects playlist. Oh, hang on, we got the join here. I gotta make sure it's flat. Okay. I cut 3 strips across the width, and I always make my binding 2 1/4 inches. And I did forget to schedule this until a little while ago, so maybe people have not realized I'm on, but that's my bad. I was just really busy this week and I totally forgot. I'm trying to do paperwork for hubby's business because it's fiscal year end. And I am doing some bookings, finally, because I got not much for 2026. Almost done this. I'll scoot the camera around a little bit so you can see me do the sewing too. You'll have a little bit of motion. So, I apologize in advance, but it can't be helped. Just one sec here. What has everyone got going on the weekend? We're a little busy on Saturday because it's our dinner group. I think I've told you guys that before. When we have a theme and we all make part of it. Unfortunately, one of the couples can't come because they had unexpected company. But there'll be 6 of us. My husband and I have to make dessert. So we're going to do that tomorrow. Does that look I'm guessing that looks like at the table. There we go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, sorry about the jiggling. Okay. Alright. That doesn't look too bad. No, I guess 4 minutes in. I guess that's my bad. I forgot. That's on me. I'm lucky I'm getting live at all every 2 weeks, honestly. I don't know how people can do it all the time. I mean, kudos to you, and I love watching people's live streams, but I can't do it. Too much going on. This is way more than I need. I'm just sort of kind of not fudge my binding, but I don't measure super carefully. I'll give myself lots. Okay. Let's go right about there. Line So we'll just have a regular old video, I guess, if no one's coming in to chat. Now, hang on, I gotta find my 1/4 inch here. We're right about there. Let me just get that up slightly. There we go. Right there. Okay. All right. Needle down. Back up a wee bit. Have some coffee. Cheers. I do have orange thread. I don't know if you could see that. Yeah, you can see that. That's Orfil. I don't know what color it is. It's a nice orange. In the bobbin is just sort of a medium toned dusty pink, but I will switch out the bobbin to orange when I sew this onto the front. And in addition to the green quilting lines that are visible on the back, there'll be one small quilting line row of orange stitches. And it will look fine and nobody will know that it is not supposed to be like that, but that's what happens when you do binding by machine. And since I pretty much do all my bindings by machine, that's what they look like. Okay. Now, hang on one sec. Oh, I think it's, wait a minute. In here. Ah, see you guys, there we go. Try to get to a 1/4 inch at the end here. So I'm just going to actually make a mark. Hang on, I need a good dark pen. Let me go around the corner here. Blue will work. Okay, I'm going to roll over my binding here in my chair. So let's pile it up a little bit. Okay, 1/4 inch from the end is right. Should have done this before. There we go. Okay, go down to that. Carefully. One more. Yes. Flip it up. Turn it so you have a 45-degree angle to the corner. Sew off the end. Now, I don't know how far I'm going to go on this since nobody's actually chatting, but that's okay. Can catch up later. Hang on. Okay, that's better. That's better. Give it a good finger pressing. Put it back down. Line up the edge of what you just folded with the top this way. And line up the other edge this way. And then I usually lift it up. So you got a flap here, see? I lift it up and I fold it the other way because then it makes a crease on the other side. Like that. And then, actually if we put a little mark there, sometimes that's helpful. Sometimes you can just eyeball it where the fold is. But basically when I line back up, I meet up with the 1/4 inch this way where the mark is or where the fold is. And that's where I start sewing again. Okay, 1/4 inch there. Let's see where the needle drops down. And maybe just a tad more there. Okay. Lined up. Need some more coffee. I was wide awake at 5 after 6 for some reason, and I don't know why. gonna be one of those days. The other way. There we go. And yes, I'm using the walking foot on my machine because you get kind of a lot of bulk here sewing binding on, especially once you flip it over to the other side and sew it down. It just makes life easier. Keep lining it up. Sew a little bit at a time. Don't have to rush. Okay, I'm coming along here, so we'll measure in a second. There, okay. Let's go back to the 1/4 inch here. Mark. Still no one joining me. Oh well. That's okay. My next one in September should be a little bit more organized, I think. It kind of quiets down a bit then. Not as much going on. I don't know what project I'll do though. Might be some stitching actually. We'll see. Next weekend we are going camping for Labor Day weekend to a different campground, so I will be filming that because you've not seen that before. Okay, flip around this way. Oh, Gladys! Hi, Gladys. Just me and you, looks like. I am not organized this morning. I forgot to schedule it. Yeah, it's just kind of one of those crazy days. I wasn't sure I would be on it first, actually, because of the whole maybe the dog going to the vet thing and our daughter picking him up. But then we sort of found out at the last minute that that was postponed until September, and then I completely forgot to schedule, and yeah. Okay, so yes, I'm doing binding. This is Orange Grunge. A little finger press. Mark there. Okay. Do you machine bind, Gladys, or do you do it by hand? I occasionally do it by hand if it's like mug rugs or something small, but usually I'm too impatient and I just do it by machine. Okay, what's going on back there? Nope, good. Okay, it just felt weird as I was sewing. Definitely a 2 coffee day. Sometimes I only have 1. So we'll see what crafting happens tomorrow. Probably nothing. Depends how long it takes her to make dessert. So as I was saying when I don't know if now I even forgot what I told you guys. When I was pressing the binding, my mom and dad are hosting the dinner group for tomorrow. So the hosts of the thing get to choose what the theme is. My mom and dad chose the letter S. And my husband and I are on dessert, so we are making strudel. Gladys says she sews it to the quilt, then hand tack it down. When I was first starting to quilt, I used to sew bindings on by hand, but that was also when my son was playing hockey, when he was like a teenager. So it was easy enough to take to the rink and sit there with it and watch the game, and then if the whistle blew for a face-off or a penalty or something, then I would put a few stitches in, and then I would, watch the game again. And it's kind of nice in a cold rink to have a quilt on your lap. But he hasn't played hockey since 2018. Okay, I better measure before I get too close up here. Better. One more. Okay. Okay. We're getting there. Ah! Drop my snips. Sorry if that was really loud. They just fell out of my hand. Okay. What are you working on right now, Gladys? I hope to get a Christmas quilt going again in September, but I gotta be able to get fabric, and we'll see how the funds go. Noisy back there. Neighbors are doing something. It's gonna be hot today. Already starting warming up. By this afternoon we're supposed to be 31 Celsius. 92. I'm not sure what that is Fahrenheit. Warm enough though. The air conditioning will be going on probably 11 o'clock, maybe 10:30. Right now it's not that bad because there's a slight breeze. Come on. There we go. Sometimes the binding fold gets stuck on the edge of my thing here. Hang on, I think my sewing machine shifted a bit. There we go, that's a little bit better. Sometimes it jiggles around a bit as I sew. There we go. Oh, God, it's dead. She's not working on anything right now. I think a lot of people are kind of having a summertime lull, or they're just kind of carrying on with what they're already doing. Some people have had their kids go back to school already. Around here, that's always right after Labor Day. There's kids in our neighborhood, so they'll be getting themselves ready next week. Goes funky where you have the join. Come on, there we go. Okay, flat. if you talk to the binding, it helps. Don't you think? Okay, let's measure. I'm going to have to stop and join the edge after this. Oh, whoops, I didn't go off the edge. Damn it. Okay, we'll back up. Same difference. Doesn't matter. Snips. Okay. I'm just going to do a little bit. I probably should have, yeah, I might pick some of this out. I think I went a little bit too far up on that one when I started. Right about there. Touch. Okay, go to about there. Okay. I'll back it up. All right. Oop, I see more chat. Oh, hi, Kim. No worries, Kim. It's all good. I was remiss in not scheduling properly because I thought the vet thing was happening today and then it wasn't, and then I forgot, and yeah. We've had kind of a crazy week. I'm going to scoot this forward just a touch. I feel like this is far away. Can you guys see that okay? Please let me know. And I do have the mic stuck to me, so I hope you can hear me as I go around here. I think that would be helpful. Sometimes I feel like I'm too far away from the laptop or the phone, you guys are like, I can't hear you. Okay, so. Let's pick these out. And no, I'm not singing the song, Laura Lynn, if you're watching this later. No one wants to hear me sing, trust me. Okay. I also got to change the bobbin thread before I do anything else. So, remind myself, put that down there, otherwise I'll forget. There we go. That should do it. Okay. Now, take the threads out. Yeah, it's starting to get warm already. The sun is beating off the picnic table out there right now. Okay, that looks halfway decent for... I mean, I got lots. Look, woo, loads of binding. Okay, so... Hang on, I need a ruler. And I need my little thingy for doing the binding joining, which is right here. And a marker. And that ruler is going to be a little small. Let's go this one. Okay. I've got the Fons and Porter binding tool. Can you guys see that? Hold on. It's clear. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I'll lift it up. Looks like that. At first I couldn't wrap my head around it, and then I actually found a YouTube video and went, oh, well, the instructions don't tell you that. Yeah. It's a little crazy. So, I'm going to try and do this here. Usually I do up and on my table, but this is a small enough project, I think I can do it here. So between these two pieces we have, let's call it 9 inches. So approximately the middle is 4.5, so we'll do that there. That's a chalk pencil, I'll just erase it later on. One of the ravens. Okay. Now, Kim is working on some hand quilting. Good on you, Kim. I haven't done that for a while after doing that medallion quilt. That did me enough with hand quilting for quite a while. Okay, so, and I wrote myself notes here because I always forget stuff. So, in just a minute, right. So, since I do my bindings 2 1/4, I have to use the 2 1/4 mark on this. So, what I want to do is take this endy flappy bit and make sure that the endy flappy bit is pretty well past that middle part. Right there. Oh, my scissors are over here. Ay, ay, ay. Not a good morning. Okay, so in order to not have loads of this mess here, I'm going to go to there. I might trim more off too. I just want to get some of this out of my way for right now. And then I'll go in my scrappy pile over there. Now, let's see if that's... I'm going to put that on... Yeah, that's a little too big. That's too much here. So we'll go to there. It doesn't matter if you're close to the edge. You just have to... You have to be past your middle mark. If not, it's going to be screwed up. So, right about... I'm getting fairly good at guessing. That can be a scrap for that now. So, you line up your ending piece, and you put this on... You put the end of the plastic measury thingy on the end. Then you bring the piece you started with up to whatever your measurement is. So I'm going to mark the 2 1/4 line because that's what I'm using right there. And then you cut it. Bah, like so. Okay, now this was the part that I went, I don't get it, and then I looked at the YouTube channel. So, kind of bunch yourself up so you got room to fiddle the binding around a little bit. Oh, I've got a big long comment. Okay. Kim says it's a quilt my grandmother started in 1945. Fabric dates from 37 to 42, all vintage. I finished piecing and now hand quilting for my aunt. That's a great idea, Kim. How wonderful. A nice family heirloom. Okay. You guys can see this okay? Okay, here's... Maybe I can do this upside down. We'll try. Hopefully I don't screw it up. Yeah, no, I'm going to screw it up. I have trouble with my lefts and rights, so I'm just going to try to show you. Can you guys see this okay? Just tell me. It looks like it's okay on the monitor, but... I think I'm going to go get my blue pen because I really want to see my line. Oh, here it is, right here. There, right. Okay, so for the piece that you started with that's on your left, you open it up and you turn it so it's like sitting on the quilt backing, like so. Make it kind of flattish. This is where you have to kind of shuggle it into position. Sometimes I clip it. I'm going to throw a clip on there right now just to keep it in place. And maybe I'll put a clip on here just to keep this one in place because I want to move this over a little bit like that. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, let me just do this and I'll make sure it looks kind of halfway decent still. There. Okay, so the piece that you had as your starting bit on your left, just take it how it is, turn it over, open it up, and you're looking at the good side. Wrong side down, okay? This one, the instructions weren't clear about how you're supposed to join it. Like, I thought you were supposed to do this and it wasn't working. And you have to take your ending piece and flip it out so that the fold is down here. Then open it up. You have the right side facing down now, and then you can line it up. Now, this part gets fiddly. There's no way around it. Line it up. So that you have everything lined up square. Okay? Hold it down. Then you need this doodad back, and there's a diagonal line. Can you see the diagonal line? Goes corner to corner. The whole thing looks like a half square triangle. So you take the diagonal line, and I've got it going the same, the diagonal line is going the same angle this way. And you put the diagonal line on there, and you slide it down until this edge meets the corner. So you have the diagonal line this way and you're squared up this way. Diagonal line that way, edge of the plastic thing this way, lined up at the corner. Then you take your marker and mark it. That's your sewing line. Okay, do it gently because you don't want to jiggle it out of position. So just do that. Hold it, move it away. Carefully pin. Now when you get over to the sewing machine again, you're going to have a little bit of a wrestling match, but you know, no way around it. See, I went and moved it, so we got to move it back. So careful pin. Right there. Careful pin right there. I'm sure you all finish up your bindings in different fashion. I've been using this little doodad for a number of years and I get it now, but it was kind of a learning curve at first. So, can you see my sewing line? Yeah, yes, no? In blue? So, again, jiggling this whole thing around. Now is where you got to kind of get it. Turn this around, basically flip it upside down so that your little piece of stuff you just pinned is like sticking out over the edge over here. So you can actually get it in the sewing machine. Make it all flat. Again, not that simple because you got things all over the place, but do your best you can. Make it flat. Okay, right there. Slide it underneath your machine. In the go, and you sew corner to corner on your line. Carefully. Okay, let me line this up right here. Make sure it's good. Bingo. Okay. Down. Carefully. No, I'm not whipping across this. I'm going slow and careful. Make sure. I do pin my pins out of the way, too. So just go slowly. I've got to scoot up a bit or it's going to hit the foot. Okay. Snip. Now, before you cut, test it. Trust me on that one. I have assumed incorrectly before. So, undo your clips. Get your quilt back the same and do one of these. See? Yes, it looks bulky because I haven't trimmed it off, but it does lay down correctly. Right? Makes sense? Then when you know that, because that looks fine. Yes, there's that bulky bit there because I haven't trimmed it, but that lines up all good. The folded edge is there. Yeah, it's fine. So then trim it off. Get yourself about 1/4 inch. It doesn't really matter. I just eyeball and cut it. And then after this point, I go press that down. Okay? So if you ever require one of those Fons and Porter rulers, now you know what to do. Oh, hang on. I gotta wake the iron up again. Just a minute. And I'm sorry the light is wonky in here again. It's just... It's so bright out there. But if I have the blinds up, then it's like blindingly bright and hot. So I've got the blind. Well, actually, maybe I can scoot it a bit. The sun's moved around slightly. Is that any better? Maybe? Oh. It would be nice to do this outside, but our backyard faces east, and it is just, yeah, the sun is just beating down on everything out there right now. Okay. All right, let's try that again. There we go. Now, sew it down. Needle up. I'm probably about to run out of this bobbin, so we might have good timing here. Well, yeah, well, maybe it might be bobbin chicken, but we'll see. It might be okay. When I was using my friend's German Pfaff, it's one of those where you put the bobbin in the little metal doodad and put it in the front. No idea if I was running out. This had a little clear case and I can kind of see it. The other one, not a clue. It's like all of a sudden, oh, air sewing. No warning whatsoever. Okay, I think we'll be fine though here. Come on, there you go. Giving it a press before you sew the last bit, like the join together, is really helpful. Because otherwise it's kind of just loosey-goosey, you know what I mean? Go back to where we started and where I picked out da-da-da-da-da-da-da, back. Okay, up. Now, what are we at here? 9:04. I don't want to linger too long here. I don't want to have you guys take up your day. Cut my threads while I'm thinking of it. Whoops. There we go. Okay, now, before I forget. Oh, not bad, not bad. There's actually more left than I thought. I might have just enough orange to go around. Yeah, probably. Probably. Sometimes I have done different colors, i.e. one color in the skein and one in the bobbin. That's personal preference, whatever you want it to look like, really. I mean, it doesn't matter either way. Come on, up you come. Oh, hang on. Ah. Yeah. Come on. Out you come. Oh, shoot. Come on, up you get. There we go. Okay. There. Okay. Kim says my Viking Topaz has a bobbin sensor built in and the machine just stops when it gets to a certain level. Very helpful. Oh, that would be wonderful, Kim. Okay. Are you guys good if I keep going, or do you need to leave? I think my phone's still holding out for being the camera, and so far so good with the sewing, so I'll go a smidge longer. But I am going to scoot the camera down so you can see me press, if that's okay. I'll just kind of sugar it a little bit. It's getting a little warm in here, so I don't want to go too long. Okay, let's see. A little bit better? Yes, no? Yeah, that looks fine. Okay. I try to press over. Sometimes I even press the other side as I'm folding it down. Go sort of in the corners, it doesn't really matter. Okay. Press it out. I love this raven fabric, it's so cute. Because it collapsed at the joint. There, that's good enough, I think. Okay. Back there. And I'll check that when I come around. Okay. Whoops, I think we'll be a little cockeyed. That's better. Okay. Eep. My chair back. So, on to the front. I'm going to use a few smaller clips here to get myself going. And just tuck in stray threads as you come along, or clip them off or something. Fold over carefully. As long as your binding goes over top of the line you sewed, you're good. That is why I do my bindings 1/4 inch, 2 1/4 inch. There's just less bulk of flipping it around. I think it looks better. You do whatever you want to do. So carefully, we'll start back here with the raven. We'll go over there. Whoops, wrong way around. Flip it down. And we'll come along a little bit more. If you want to go around and clip down the whole thing or pin down the whole thing, whatever, do what you like. But that will do for the time being. Then, I'm scoot them a bit closer together. And I'll hold this part. And get it in. Just because the walking foot's a little bulky, so we line up. A little bit over. I'm trying to do, it's like top stitch, about 1/8 of an inch in, give or take a little bit, but about 1/8 of an inch. That's what I aim for. That looks relatively good.
Oh, I got to sneeze.
Hold on. Hey! Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that, everybody. Yeah. Okay, let's see what that looks like. There, that was not too bad. Couple back stitches. I'll show you how I wrangle my corners. They don't always look totally good. I mean, honestly. Sometimes I get lucky and it's a beautiful miter, but usually I just kind of... Oh, hi, Allison. Morning. Good to see you. And this part I do slowly. Otherwise I tend to go whoop and run off everywhere and then, yeah, so. Vastly easier with the walking foot, 100%. Okay, now that I'm getting down here, flip this over. Fold it carefully. Oops. Oh well, little dog hair. The recipient has dogs. It's all good. Okay. I'm going to go a little bit closer here and then I'll try and show you and explain. Okay. I used to do my corners where as I'm coming along I folded this down and then I folded this on top and I sewed it down. And then I found out somewhere, I forget who was doing it on YouTube. Somebody did it on YouTube. And it does work a little bit better. Most of the time. So, fold up your piece that you're coming up to on the next side. Here's where another clip comes in handy, just to kind of keep it in position. Like so. And then, you can fold it, like take your finger and fold it down there, and then fold this one down to it. Now that looks like bleh, because I don't have a great corner. And that's just probably me just not sewing the corner very nicely, so whatever. But my point is doing it this way is you can kind of fudge it slightly. Like if you fold over this corner a bit more than you normally would, you can actually make the miter better. This is actually a terrible corner that I'm trying to explain it on, so yeah. It's just going to be what it's going to be. This is not a great corner. I might actually have to go and fix that corner on the other side. Okay, well, alright, so much for that idea. I'm going to undo this right now, because I don't even think this corner is all that great. So, I guess I'm probably just going to end here because I'm going to have to, whoops, fudge it outside a little bit. Where did I drop those? Oh, back here. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I could go a little tighter on that corner, which I'll do. Okay, never mind. I'm not going to bore you to death with me fixing it, so we'll stop. Let me just clip. I probably need about 4 stitches on the other side, on one side of the corner, and it'll be just fine. So that's what I will do. Okay. So we'll go there, and we'll go into that a little bit better. And that will, yep. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So, let me scoot up here a little bit so I can talk to you without you having my head cut off. There. That better? Yes. Alright. Put this away. Put that back. I'm going to put that over there to put away. Thank you for joining me. Now the brightness thankfully looks better on my phone, which is what is recording. Maybe you guys can't see. I'm gonna do that. That's a little better. Yeah, it's not too bad. Ugh. All right, finish the coffee. So 2 weeks from now is September the 5th. 4th? 5th, I think. So I should be good to go then. Don't know what I'm working on. Might stitch, I don't know yet. We'll see. I will be filming next week's camping, like I said, because we haven't gone to that place before, so I'll show you what it looks like. It's still on the river. Like we just go down the river like usual. Thurston Meadows. We went to Camp Foley last year. I filmed that. It's the same river. Chilliwack Lake. I filmed that before. That's where the river starts. Same thing. So just a little bit down the road, but it's a new place. I'll show you. Upcoming in September. Things quiet down a little bit until the end of the month, but it doesn't pertain to me at the end of the month, particularly. My daughter is going camping with her friends for her birthday. Her birthday's Wednesday the 24th. So they're going to go the weekend after. Like 27th, 28th kind of thing. My husband and his buddies are doing their fishing weekend 1 week earlier. So they're starting on September the 24th, our daughter's birthday. And they're going Wednesday to Sunday, which is what they usually do. Normally they do their fishing weekend the first weekend of October. But we have a friend who is turning 60 on the 2nd of October. And there's a big party on the 4th. So they backed it up. Oh, what is going on? I just got kicked off. Hang on one sec. Something's happening. Close. Just a sec, just a sec. Maybe I got a text. Sometimes that kicks me off. All right. What's going on here? Hang on. Join. There. Go on stream. Oh, there. So September is not as busy. Now, I don't know what's going to happen on the 19th of September, like I said, because that is the rescheduled day for Ferris to go to the vet to get his teeth done. And he goes obviously he goes where our daughter is the vet tech, so she picks him up on her way to work. So that will be a huge gong show in the morning whenever she picks him up, and the barking and the freaking out. Yeah. So. Oh, hey, Rita. Yeah, no, the phone pickup died for some reason. I have my phone on mute so the mic works, so I could have got a text or something, and it just doesn't seem to like that. It seems to go, there's too many things going on my phone. So my thinking is, depending on what goes on the 19th, I may or may not do a live that day, because that's my scheduled one. But the weekend after, my husband's going to be gone as of Wednesday the 24th, and my son usually just gets up and goes to work on a Friday morning. So maybe I'll just do it then instead. Or maybe even if the 19th goes ahead, I'll do it again the weekend afterwards. I mean, I have pretty much 5 days to myself. I can be live all the time if I want. I just don't know what I'm going to do to show you guys. But theoretically, I can do whatever I want. So we'll see how September goes. But in the meantime, I'll schedule something for the 5th. Find a project. I don't know what it'll be. Could be stitching. I might make more of those string blocks. We'll see. I might just sit there and pick paper. I don't know yet. We'll figure that out. So before I get another text and this decides to die again, I better go. So I thank you very much for those of you who came by. I do appreciate it. I know everyone's busy, and to have you come and visit me while I'm doing stuff, I really appreciate it. And if you're watching this on replay, I appreciate that too. So I'm going to carry on with my day because it is now 9:21. So Thanks, everybody. Take care. Have an excellent weekend. I will see you all around depending what I'm doing and whatever